very excited to talk to you today because, as everyone is a movie lover. They want to get back to this world, but the world does not want us to go back there sometimes. We have to kind of wait till the right moment comes about. And it's interesting to talk now because there are many people who are trying to figure out their own personal safety timelines and how things work too. So to talk to Cinemark and to talk to Century theaters here in Las Vegas, Chandra is here. I'm sorry. Chanda is here with us right now, and she is the Vice President of Investor Relations and Public Relations. And I really want to get into, what is it we are looking for in this new age of quarantine as well as entertainment. What was the first step in the conversation that was had as you were preparing for theaters to reopen, or even the mindset of theaters to reopen?
Absolutely. First of all, Cinemark is thrilled to safely welcome moviegoers back to our theaters for that immersive cinematic experience we've all been craving. And the health and safety of Cinemark's employees, guests, and communities is a top priority. And we took that very carefully in consideration of all of the Cinemark standards that we've rolled out in terms of our health and safety protocols. And we've outlined several things, just to highlight a few associated with the Cinemark standard. We are staggering show times and limiting capacities within the auditoriums to ensure social distancing. We've got a seat buffering technology that automatically blocks the seats adjacent to your party within the auditorium, again, to ensure that social distancing. We are requiring face masks of all employees as well as guests. And of course, guests can take off their face masks when they're in the auditorium to enjoy their favorite movie-going snack. We are disinfecting auditoriums every morning and again between show times. And we are also sanitizing all high-touch surfaces every 30 minutes. And because we are having such a high level of clean and safety protocols, we've also assigned a chief clean and safety monitor in each theater during each shift to ensure that those protocols are adhered to. And for any moviegoer that wishes to have a more personalized experience, we are hosting private watch parties, which enables up to 20 guests to have a dedicated auditorium to watch our comeback classics starting at $99.
Wow, that's pretty great. That's something that I think is set, especially with this day and age of so many birthdays out there and all these events with kids and families too. That I'm sure want an opportunity to do something, but what can you do and how can you get away and how can you control certain situations to the best of your ability. I know that even parks now have tables that are blocked off in areas so you can't even have good old open air
Yeah.
adventures or experiences for kids when it comes to birthdays too. And I know that sanitizers, wipes, and of course masks and gloves for all your employees as well is all going to be kind of a standardized thing too. So
Absolutely.
what is something that you're very excited about to get people back into this mindset, to get people back
Yeah.
into enjoying the experience of a theater?
Yeah, we are hosting comeback classics. So all of your classic films from over the years, your pastime favorites, we are hosting at welcome back pricing. So it's $5 for adults and $3 for children and seniors. And we also have discounted welcome back pricing on all of your movie going favorites. So that freshly popped popcorn, sodas, and candy all have highly discounted pricing as well, just to get people back in the auditorium,
Right.
back in the theater to realize, how safe it is and the extent that Cinemark has gone to ensure that, again, the health and well-being of our employees, guests, and communities is paramount.
Well, and as you can tell here at the bottom too, we already have our locations here in Las Vegas. So Century 16 Suncoast, Century 16 Santa Fe, Century Orleans 18, Century 18 Samstown, Century 16 South Point, and Cinedome 12 in Henderson. And I already took a little glance at some of the movies we can look forward to are Jumanji Next Level, Back to the Future, Iron Man, Jurassic Park, The Goonies, Ghostbusters. So there's a lot of historic, but also cinema love coming back to the theaters for sure.
There's a lot of
And
nostalgia in there.
there is a lot of nostalgia in there, but you know what though? There is something to be said about enjoying it in the theater for the first time as well. There's some of these films that if you never actually saw them in the theater, it's a much different experience. I've seen Jurassic Park on Blu-ray, and I've seen it inside my home many many times. But when I think of Jurassic Park, I still think about it in the theater when I was young. The first time that Velociraptor grabbed someone and dragged him into the cage. Spoiler alert. I
Yeah,
still yeah, I still think about that moment because that moment was very seminal in my movie going experience and how I grew up and how I enjoyed not only the franchise but movies as a whole. So I thought that was very important too. And is that something that you're kind of trying to go along with? Is nostalgic but also experience when it comes to the titles you choose?
absolutely. Working very closely with our studio partners and just finding a wide range of films to bring moviegoers back into the cinemas. Avid moviegoers, are telling us in all of our consumer research as well as our social listening, they miss being back in the theaters. And to your point, Derek, all of these films have an opportunity for parents to take their kids to see Back to the Future and in an atmosphere that they wouldn't have had an opportunity to do so otherwise. So it's really been a fantastic opportunity. And like I said, it also gets people in the theater to see all that we're doing from a clean and safety standpoint. And for the people that have visited, we have 15 test and learn sites already open. And from the consumers that have been inside of our theaters, we're receiving very strong customer sentiment and feedback in terms of how we are protecting their health and safety and their confidence when they're within our theaters. So that's been really important along the way as well.
I very much, appreciate all the forethought that has gone into this. I'm constantly getting emails now about movies that they want to come back. I know I've got one recently about Russell Crowe's Unhinged. They're looking
Yeah.
at opportunity to bring that into theaters as well, and that's something I'm looking for. Tenant, which of course became tentatively after a long time, so many times over. We'll look for that in the future as well. But there's many titles, and so it'll be nice to get back to the opportunity to enjoy these in the way they're meant to be seen. But also the group atmosphere and experience it is with having other people in the theater with you. I mean, we all remember jump scares and all those fun moments that are kind of communal when it comes to a theater. So I'm very excited to
Absolutely
see
right.
that. Yeah.
That
Um,
shared cinematic experience is something we have all missed and took for granted for too many years. And over the past several months, it's really become indicative that it is that shared immersive cinematic experience that we all know and love and miss so much.
Well, I guess the last thing is, if you were to have someone come to you and say, "How can you open theaters once again?" What is there's something you would say to them to kind of assuage a little bit of their fears in this very questionable world?
Absolutely. I think just the fact again that Cinemark has taken this very seriously. We've been really looking at five different things. I mean, when we're considering the timing of reopening our theaters, it's obviously the status of COVID-19 and consumer sentiment, government mandates, the timing of new film content, and of course our clean and safety protocols as well. And we feel that now it is a safe time to be able to open our theaters. I think that there's several things that are distinctive to the theaters. You're all looking forward and there's not a lot of interaction while you're watching a movie. And I think, again, all of the Cinemark standard and the clean and safety protocols that we've outlined with all of the social distancing and the nth degree that we've gone to ensure that social distancing takes place throughout the theater, but then again, particularly within the auditorium, because of that seat buffering technology, we do believe that we are providing a safe and clean way in order to have a couple hours of entertainment and an escape from the reality.
Well, fantastic. Well, um, it's something where I'm very excited to have someone else take things like this seriously and also set rules in place that hopefully can make everyone feel safe, even when we know that sometimes our neighbors aren't necessarily the safest people. But hopefully, we can have some rules to kind of set them in their own kind of corral and make sure that we can all, be communal again when it comes to movies and all these experiences. So I know personally, I
And
am
don't
definitely
forget
excited.
those private watch parties.
Yes, yes, and that's going to be a very fun thing too. I definitely want to see how that works, and I definitely want to see how many people take advantage of that early on just to go at it because I can already tell there are a lot of fun opportunities and there are a lot of missed birthdays, whether they're kids' birthdays or adult birthdays out there that
Yeah.
would love the opportunity to have their friends back in, but in a safe environment. So now everyone can come about. We can all be part of the same thing, but also everyone can feel safe about seeing their friends and be around them again too. So I definitely want to see that, and I think it's going to be a fun addition as we go through the rest of this year for sure. So I want to thank you so much for talking with us, and I want to thank you for taking this seriously as we move forward, because this is something that is on everyone's minds one way or the other. But as a film critic myself, I have missed the theater. I have missed being able to be part of that experience, and also when I do my reviews, I tend to judge some of it on how everyone else is enjoying it too. I kind of look at, maybe I'm not the right
Yeah,
experience for a kids movie, but if I see kids having a great time, that's how I'm going to kind of review it as well, because they're the audience and that's what I'm going for. So,
you're
what,
absolutely right.
yeah, and
And
that's
as
what
a
I enjoy.
company full of avid moviegoers, we could not agree with you more.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I want to thank you again, and of course, everyone can find their closest theater here in Las Vegas. We have six here, and everyone should go get a chance to check out the films. Great pricing on everything, so there's definitely opportunities to kind of reinvigorate yourself in the movie experience in a safe way. And then hopefully before long we'll be able to get back to the way it was in some sense and enjoy it in that sense too. So thank you once
Absolutely.
again, and I look forward to sitting in the theater again and enjoying a film.
Visit Cinemark.com for full theater details on specific opening dates and the Cinemark standard and to book your tickets. It's showtime.
Very cool. Thank you very much.